and welcome to MATTO'S Box Mania number 2. This series I'm showing boxes I've made over the years because I'm a box nutter. I love making boxes. Now, if you're watching this video, you've probably watched another one of mine. So fair play for you to come in here, because I've probably scared everyone off because these videos are really boring unless you're a complete idiot like me who's just crazy for making boxes. I love them. I go through my phases. Don't make them all the time, but I love them. So I've talking about them. If you're here watching this, you probably love them too. If you're here watching this and you don't love them, doesn't matter. You're here watching it. No skin off my nose. Watch it, maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll enjoy it. As long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters. But if you're not interested in boxing and you think people who talk about boxes all the time are just scum, then you're not going to stay and watch this, because this video is going to go on for 20 minutes, if you can believe that, probably more. Maybe not quite so much more, because the more I make, the shorter they get, because I just talk about the same things all the time. Anyway, so what have we got for you today? What box have we got? Magic box. We have got slightly old game, not that old. Eclipse. Let me just check the video, see if it's all in view, because I can't do it looking at myself, because it's just too much. Just can't do it. That's great. So Eclipse, new dawn for the galaxy. Old dawn for the galaxy. Not my favourite game. Because of one reason. It's almost, this is almost a brilliant game for me. But, well, there's a few things about it I don't like, but, same with quite a few games. But there's one thing in particular, quick memory I'm going to share with you. I can't remember what it was, exactly, the details, but the general thing. I was playing away, and I had this big battle, and I can't remember if he was attacking me or if I was attacking him or whatever. And I can't quite remember the story, but the essence was something akin to, he had this massive fleet, and he attacked me, and I had this poxy little nothing pile of poo thing, and I fought amazingly, and I took him out, and I was just destroying these cruisers and these dreadnoughts, and brilliant. Really fought with this nothing poxy force against this massive fleet. He won in the end. He won the battle. And then, I can't remember the exact mechanics. It's been a few years since I played this. And we drew a fame token or something like that each. And I drew a 1 and he drew a 4. And I was the hero and he was the idiot. He was the pleb. And I got 1 and he got 4. And I thought, stuff this, it's very stupid. It's pointless. I haven't played it since. but I should play it again, because I really like all the ship stuff, and I like a lot of this game. And I haven't played it since. It's not because of that really. It's because I just haven't had the chance to play it really. You've got to get the right crowd and the right people, and my girlfriend's not mad for this kind of game really. Lads, well, that's a bit sexist saying it's a lads game, but in my circle of friends, we get many, whatever. Anyway, I'm not going down that bloody rabbit hole. I'm going to dig a hole for myself. So, but that was why. But it's so close to being a lovely game. So let's look at this box. This is what we're here for. We're talking about boxes. So, now, when I make boxes, might as well reiterate, I say this in every video, I have a few criteria why I do it. One, I just love it. I really enjoy creating things and making them. Second one, which is probably the second biggest one after I'm really enjoying it, is to make the box smaller, because I've got such limited space in my house that I make the boxes smaller so I can get more games. Isn't that sensible? And then thirdly is to make the setup, tear down and the play easier and more enjoyable. They're the main reasons. I seem to remember I said 4 or 5 in the last video. Anyway, they're the main reasons. So let's have a look at the size of this. Now, I reckon the old Eclipse box is probably out to there. I don't know if you can see that, out to there. An extra 4 inches maybe. And definitely thicker. It was quite a big box for what was in there. And I brought this down. I mean, this is heavy. This is heavy. And as I explained in the keyless video, I've made these little things to try and make opening the box easier because it's all quite tight. And like the keyless one, the lid's a bit warped because of those things I said about putting glue on one side of the grey board, the chipboard, and it makes it warp. So I start to put glue on both sides now to get rid of that. But look in the keyless one for more info on that. So that's a bit annoying. But that's no fault of my own. That's happened, you know. Well, it is my fault. What do you mean it's no fault of mine? It's completely my fault. It's no one else's fault. But anyway, nothing I can do about it now. It's not too bad. It's okay when it's flat and that, but when you stand it up, it tends to. Well, I really don't know if you can see that because my lighting's crap. Maybe if you know, does that make life better? Probably not. But look, that comes out when it stands upright. But that's not just because of that. That's because of a bad design thing I've done inside. So I think that looks really nice. I think that, you know, the pictures come on nice on that. I think that looks nice here on the ends. I think this looks nice because I've got rid of any superfluous bits that were on the box. Like, I mean, I've got the company name there and the designer, but not on the sides there. So when that's on the shelf, it's just a straight Eclipse and that's it. That's all. So, you know, funny looking at that art. I used to think the art was amazing on that, and I look closer at it, and I don't actually like it as much as I thought I did. Anyway, but I like this. Nice letter spacing. Really good letter spacing. I like a game with good letter spacing. And so yeah, I think that's good. I put 2 of these in here because it's such a big box and it's got depth. You see, when you get depth to a box, it gets harder for the lid to get it off if you make it tight. Because one reason I want it tight is so I can do all this and the components just stay in place in there in the way that I've built it inside. That's, you know, that's another reason for making boxes. If, you know, you transport them and for making the lids tight. You know, if you take them somewhere, everything stays in place. It's all safe. You know, and the box is so solid. Probably put a few dents in it there, but you know, it just protects it. So I'll put 2 in these, but don't actually need them. That's the annoying thing because it doesn't look as nice as it does if they weren't there. I've got rid of them in the boxes I make now because they're actually a real pain in the posterior. Because I mean, not only they're a pain to make because you've got to do all this jibbing about and fiddling jobby stuff. It means, you know, that would look so much nicer if that was just square and didn't have this. I don't know. You make decisions in life and you think they're good ones and they're alright, and you look back at them over the years and you think, I wish I'd done that a bit different now, but it doesn't matter. But then I wouldn't have reached where I am now if I hadn't done that. It's all part of the journey, isn't it? Anyway, cup of tea. We do love the cup of cheap gacky tea. So let's take the lid off and have a look. Now, right, so straight away you can see, right, I'm holding the lid, and it's, oh, you know, it does fall down. So you can see how tight it is. You've got to ease it off. Doesn't bother me, but if someone else was doing that, they get annoyed by it and they think I'm an idiot for making it like that. Anyway, so let's do this. So again, we're governed. The size of the box, we're governed by the size of the boards or the rule books and things like that. Now again, you can see I make these. When I make these boxes, so they're exact. So when you put the lid on, the lid holds everything down. That was important to me to keep everything out, and I was very economical on the space. So I talked about this more in the keyless video. I've changed now. I try and make them to standard sizes, the boxes, because they don't look any good on the shelves when they're all different sizes. You want them all the same size. I've got a couple of boxes this size, it's alright. Right, we won't look at that. That's for something to say later. So we've got the rule book, we've got these player boards. These quite big player boards. Now anyone who's played Eclipse, they know, right, what's annoying about Eclipse, straight off. If I said name 2 things, right, I bet a lot of people, firstly, they'd name this, where your cubes go sliding everywhere. Whoever thought of that? You know, it's old school, isn't it? You know, when games, things like that, and you put millions of cubes on them. It's changed now. In a game these days, you'd have recessed boards, you'd have all that kind of stuff, and you know, you could buy, you can get these, buy these plastic things you put over them. But that's all right if you live in America. It's not all right if you live up a mountain in Ireland. It doesn't help me trying to get stuff like that. It's impossible. So anyway, that was a bit crap. And the other one was putting out the technology tiles and things. There's loads of them, and the you know, the upgrade tiles and all the tiles that you could buy and purchase and get. And there's millions of them. Loads of them anyway. And what a pain putting them out. You know, a little stack of 3, stack of 4, stack of 5. Oh God. Boy, this, you do it, Jack. Oh God, I don't want to do that. Let's put the game away. Really annoying. I wouldn't be as bad as that really. But now, again, I've got this little stop in here to stop the things moving. Doesn't work quite so well on these thin player boards. These are very thin. You know, be nice if these were thick. I mean, these are massive, man. Look how big these are. I mean, I remember on the table. Oh God, just take up so much space. It was these things. I think that's the fame, isn't it? That's the thing where I got 1 fame and you got 4 when I was the hero. Hated that. But I kind of wish this was either smaller or into. This isn't a bloody review. We're talking about the boxes. So I've got these stops to stop the boards, and I was saying in the Eclipse one, you know, I make that so you can get the bits out. And this is a case where the space is utilised. You know, I've got a bag in there. The tokens are in the game, but you put the tokens in the bag. In fact, there's 2 bags in there, and there's and spare tokens. And they give you blanks in case you lose some, which I really appreciate that. I think, oh, isn't that sweet? And I think it's a great idea. What's happened there? Why has it all gone dark? My light's gone. Hang on. Crap. There goes 20 quid. Halogen bulb. Well, a board game for that. Oh well, hopefully you still see it. I'll just have to have a check. Sorry about this. This is live. I'll just move that a bit there like that. Right, we'll just live with that. Unprofessional. Don't care. As long as you can see it. Whatever. I'm not a pro. I'm a pleb. So, we've got the player boards. Loads of them, look. Millions of them. How many people can play this game? 6, I suppose. Now, right, straight away. This game's got so many components. Took quite a lot of working out. Now when I make a box like this with so many components, I've spent so much time working out how it's going to go, because you know you've got to make everything fit, and you've got to make it fit, and you know I'm trying to get it all tight, and I'm trying to keep the space and the size down, and trying to make access and everything easy. That's one of the, you know, I would normally spend an evening, hours, certainly, sometimes on some other books I made just endless hours thinking and working out what's the best way to do it. Let's start here with the hexes. Now, when I'm making a box, quite often you come across difficulty of something that gives too much height. You know, it takes up too much space. Like, you know, if you could think you could set the hexes up, you know, that way round. Well, I don't know if you can see, you know, I'm not sure of the shots, but look at the height on there. You know, I mean, if the box starts getting up to the size of the original, then what's the point of making the thing? You might as well make an insert for the box. But I like to reduce the size. So I think about what to do, you know. So this is quite a few years ago when I made this, so I can't remember, but I remember thinking, no, that's no good. And I remember sort of standing them up in packs like this, and they kind of took up too much space, and I was struggling to get it all. And so I came up with this solution where they're all lying down like this. You know, so instead of being up like this, or you know, I mean, at the end of the day, Jesus man, why didn't I do that? Doesn't take up any more room. Why didn't I do that? There must be a reason. God, what an idiot. Whoa. It's really weird, that is. That's really done my head in. Because, you know, that actually takes up less room. Anyway, I must have done it for a reason. So, I did it like this. Now, one thing I'll say, if ever you want to do box making, don't do it like this. It's awful. It's a completely crap way of doing it. It's really hard, as you can see. It's really hard to get them in. So they lay nicely. It's not that hard. I know why I did it. Well, no, I don't understand. Was my brain really that dysfunctional? That I can come here years later and see a better solution in half a second? It's insane. But not only are these hard to get back in, annoying to get back in. One reason when I stand out vertically the box opens is when I stand out vertically these will go really like this and push the lid off. It's a really bad solution. I've got a few games, you know, when I show these boxes you'll see it in other ones. And one when with things like that, while in theory it's good, they always cause problems. There must have been a reason why I decided to do that. Anyways, I can't remember anyway. God, that's done my head in. So I've got all these stupid mannerisms I don't like it. This is the major one. Well, this is one of the two major ones. This is a little thing, little tray. This has got all the upgrades, all the things, all the tiles and things you can buy in them. So when you come to set it up, instead of having to organise all these, because they all used to end up getting mixed up all over the place in the box and put them out of a baggie, and you literally spend 10 minutes trying to sort them out and work them all out, and they all look the same. You know, they're all just some, you know, weird differences on them. Anyone who's played Eclipse probably, well, hopefully, understands how annoying that is. So now it's just there, done. And what I've done in these, like the small world boxes and like those things in Kalis, inside here I put plastic things so these slide out. So you can get your finger in there and they slide out and they don't get stuck in the corners or fall over. Thin sheets of plastic so it's up curved. So as you say, you know, there's two in there and you can just slide them out. If you ever had Small World, you'll know those things. I think with things like tokens, fiddly tokens, they make the game much more enjoyable. But the plastic is hard to stick. You see, look, that one's actually come off, and I'll have to re-glue that over the years. But you know, boof, you can pull them out. Boof, boofing them out. Look, boof. It's great. That's a real key. That thing. I hope I can remember how to put it all back. This is the other one. I made my own recessed boards for those tracks. Go on there. I just photocopied that, stuck that onto a bit of grey board, chipboard, and then I made this. No, and then I got another one that I stuck on, and then I cut all these bits out. It's deadly. Right, and I didn't just do one, I did two, I did three, I did four. And then another one. 5, 6. Oh no, it's 6 and a half. Well, I've done this one in brown. Oh, I've done that. Right, and that's what that sheet was that I had, because I did 4 and I gave up. I got so sick of it. Oh yeah, and you can see I got so sick of it, and then my printer ran out of ink. Yeah. When you do, sometimes when you're doing crafty things and you're doing building stuff, sometimes you want the printer to work. You want to print out a picture and stick it on or something. Printer always runs out of ink just before you finish, every single time. And then we've got to travel 40 miles to get more ink, and it costs a fortune. Well, we did then, you know, like didn't have a computer then and didn't have the internet and all that kind of stuff. But so we had to go to Cork City in order to get it. Oh. And I think when that printer ran out of ink, I got so knobbed off with it, and I got so knobbed off with cutting all these stupid bits out, because that's, you know, that takes so much concentration and it's so deadly. And you learn about yourself when you're doing stuff like this, because you sort of, you know, it can make you angry, it can make you just, you know, you discover perseverance, you know, you discover all these, you know, I mean, I brought anger up first, but, you know, that's not the major one for me, really. You know, it's, you know, it's just a challenge, isn't it, to try and do it, because doing that is so difficult, to keep it so fine. Cutting grey board with a Stanley knife and not cut any of these bars, that's really hard work. And each one of these you know got to cut and cut and cut, because if you get the Stanley knife and you cut, you only actually go halfway, so then you've got to turn it around and do it. So that was a trial of just the highest order, but the end result was fabulous. And again, these are much nicer than plastic things, but I know plastic things you can put the lid on them, which was nice, but I made these much nicer than the plastic things. Fabulous. But they really did try my patience. I don't know if they're 2 or 3 high. There we got, you know, sort of set tokens in here. Again, I've got my plastic bit in there. So oh, easy, I've got them out. Look, do it again. If ever you make a box, little compartment with things in, put that plastic in there. You know, brilliant. I mean, you know, this one doesn't go like this, it's just like that. So it just comes out one way. Do it now if you're a box maker. And if you're a box maker and you're watching this, you probably do that, because if you don't do that, you wouldn't be watching this video, would you? And anyone who is watching this video and is a box maker, you know, you might know all this. You might be far better than me. I like my boxes and I think they're pretty cool, but compared to some of the boxes that people make out there, these are nothing. These are just amateur. Well, obviously not amateur, because they're pretty bloody cool. But some of the boxes that people make out of wood and, oh, you know, real artistry and real skill. Oh, it's way to my heart, that is. Lovely. But these are grey board boxes. Well, you know, I haven't really seen people who make boxes out of grey board. You know, I'm going to make something about how I make them as well, because it's quite a complicated process, quite strong. So anyway, back to box. So this thing, I've got little stoppers there. So again, you need to be able to get these things out. You know, You need to be able to get something in there to get the first ones out. And a couple of tokens in there. Okay, now in here we got, I can't even remember what these are. I think these are like, you know, these are the techs, aren't they? These are the technologies. These are just in here random. I think blam, explosion. I think they go in a bag, so that's why I have the bags down here. So, and that's why they're in there random. Again, they've got the plastic thing, so you can just whip them out and put them in the bag. That's cool. We've got a little tray here. I mean, this is classic insert stuff with these stupid fame tokens that I just hate. I mean, you know, I got a 1 and he got a 4. Oh, still angry about that. About, you know, I mean, when did this come out? 2012? I guess. Don't even know. Is it on the rule book? Yeah, I still got those things where the print ran out of ink. I see, because I've chopped the box up, I don't even know when it's made. I know. Who cares? Dice in there. Always, when you put dice, always leave space. Never do it, otherwise, you know, full up. Because you'll never get them out, even with a, well, if you get it, you might feel right, but leave space, dice. Quite a lot of dice in there. Orange dice. How often do you see orange dice? Not very often. And a few tokens in there. The God, this is, you know, wrecking my monoliths and orbital stations. That's what they're called. Now, right, look, what I've done again here. I've done this thing again here to try and maximise space. You know, it's a stupid idea. Again, why didn't I just do it flat? Take up much less space. Right. So if you're box making, you think, oh, I'll do that. Don't. Just put them in flat. It takes up less space. Why did I ever do that? I must be like fashion or something. I must have got the idea and thought it was good and kept doing it without thinking about it. It's a stupid idea. So we have that. Now that's just level 1. We've got another level now. Now you have to think, when you get another level, because we haven't seen the playing pieces yet, you've got to think about how you're going to get this out. So you can see here, you know, you've got a pickup spot. There's my pickup spot. It's all doubled up thickness, or around here is my pickup spot. So wherever you have a pickup spot, double thickness, because it will last forever. If you do single thickness, no good. System fall apart. And then we have all the playing pieces again. Look at that, double thickness at the pickup spots. All the rest are single thickness. The double thickness where you pick it up. These are quite sturdy, but there you go. There's your pieces, Jimmy. There's your pieces, Donald. That's it. 6 of them. And I got into this thing of making the box black, because I like the way the lids look with the box black, and then making the bits that come out the normal colour, so you can see which bits come out. So in some boxes, I mean, in the case of this one, everything comes out, but in some boxes this lower tray will actually be built in, or the component bits will be built in, and I wouldn't have them they'd be painted black. So if they're this colour, you know it's a removable thing. Not that anyone else would know it's a removable thing, but I would know. But then I know they're removable anyway, so what's the point? Stupid idea. No, not stupid idea. I don't really like the ships in Eclipse. I thought they looked... I don't know. There was these dreadnoughts I didn't like the look of. They just didn't look sinister enough, or powerful enough. They just looked like... I don't know. Just like, you know. These little ones are alright. I was never mad for the ships. I know you can get different ships for them. I should play this again because I did enjoy it, apart from that one battle. God man, that's just left such a deep mark on me. So, Eclipse, bottom layer, top layer, put the bag in. I can't believe I did that. I'll go on about that now forever. If ever you meet me, which you never will, but if ever you meet me, give me a slap around the head and say, "Shh!" That's for doing those stupid tiles like that in Eclipse. You fool. Lovely jubbly. Eclipse. What a lovely box. It stands up. See, it's alright, but it needs other games against it because it does that. I really hate that. But to be honest, I think these games are probably better on the flat. And these boxes are so strong they could take a huge pile without crumbling in. And because I'm going to start getting standard sizes, all the weight's going to be on there and you won't get dishing. So, that is it. Thank you for watching. I'm talking to nobody because no one's still watching because he's really boring. I'm talking to myself really. But if you are watching, leave a little comment or something and say hello. Or, I don't know, say Oggy Biggy. Anything, say what you want. But be nice to have a comment, isn't it? Be nice to know someone's watched it. Because I'm a bit of a sad case and I'm making these videos because I enjoy making them and it'd be nice if people watched them. But I'm Matto. I'll see you later, maybe. I don't even know if I'm in shot. I'll come down here. Goodbye. That's my goodbye. See you later.